Yeah, hello, good evening, everyone. It's exactly 8 o'clock, and I would like to start. But before I start, I just want to first of all check whether my IT team is ready. If they are ready, then I will also be ready. But then, Mr. Baini,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Baini, are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
It's exactly 8 o'clock, and we have over 210 participants online at the moment. And I think it's only right for us to start now so that we can close them early to also go and do their large patch to the preparation and then go for the victory tomorrow as well. So are you ready to host me?
Sure.
All right. Thank you very much. And first of all, my name is King Solomon, and this is our 4th day of a program that has been organized by NAGRAT National. And I want to first of all thank Madam Chair for Central Region, NAGRAT, Madam Salama too, for was 2 years ago. I had the opportunity of presenting to NAGRAT teachers in the Central Region. Last year, I did Central Region and Greater Accra, and I know the Greater Accra chairman is also online. Lawyer Henry, good evening to you. And before the national president will address us, there are some few things I want to say before I give the opportunity to the national president, who is also online, to also talk to NAGRAT teachers who are actually preparing for this year's promotion. Please, if you are prepared for these exams tomorrow and tomorrow next, which is Tuesday, there are 2 things you don't have to forget. Please, first, try as much as possible to go to the venue very early. The exams is starting at 9. Please don't wait too much at home and say you want to get to the exam hall at 9. It may destabilize you. Well, you need to be there ahead of time, know your hall, settle down, at least relax yourself before you go in. But if you wait and say that you are a last learner, you want to wait when it is 8:50 before you get to the venue, please, it may affect you in one way or the other. Also, you need to have an identification card, whether it's your Ghana card, it's your voter's ID. There must be something that should identify you, because on the table or chair you are going to sit on, your details are there. Your name and your index number is on that particular table. So, but you need to be able to prove that that name which is there, the ID card you are holding, correspond with that particular name. And please, tonight, one of the things you need to do is that if you pick your pen and your pencil down, please put the ID card on them. Because the ID card, don't get on the way before you remember that, oh, I left the ID card at home. It will not help you. So as tonight you are preparing, just put all those things together, and we will it will serve you right. So please, your identification is also part of the exams. So on this note, with permission from the national officers who are also online, council members, national council members who are also here, I would like to give the opportunity to the national president, Mr. Angel Kabano, to address NAGRAT national NAGRAT members who are actually preparing for this year's promotion. So please, let's listen to the national president.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening, my most respectable NAGRAT members. It has been some 4 days of intense training and preparation towards the promotion exams that is scheduled to start tomorrow. And NAGRAT, through the most contribution of the Central Regional Chairman, Madam Salah Gausu, and now let me congratulate Madam Salah here for the lot of work she has done to ensure that this training is common. I've been monitoring the training, and King Solomon's Aptitude Test Institution have really delivered, and the participation has been very massive. The records I have indicate that over 800 people have participated in this training. And I can assure you that this is not the end of it, and that it will continue with different aspects of training and to enhance the professionalism of our dear teachers. I want to encourage you and to strengthen you that all that you have studied are very relevant, and I hope and pray that it influences us positively in our delivery tomorrow. Once again, I wish you all the best in the promotion test, and congratulations to NAGRAT, the graduate teacher for excellence. NAGRAT is surely the elite teacher union. God bless you all.
Yeah, we just heard the voice of the NAGRAT, the national president, and thank you, national president, for that very brief address. And, we'll be going into details to see what we can do for NAGRAT's members. And also a very big thank you to Madam Salamatu. I will always mention your name because the Solomon Institute actually started with the Central Region, and the seed we sowed in Central Region actually has manifested today, and we have so many people who are also now benefiting from this particular service we are rendering to NAGRAT members across the country. So we stopped yesterday at a place, but because there's no time today, I want to go straight forward to let you understand some few things, and we'll discharge you to go. Today, we want to look at the Bloom's taxonomy. And I'm telling you on authority that as you're preparing, so please, can members see the slide? Mr. Baini?
Yes.
The slide is on, eh?
Yes, yes, very visible.
All right, thank you very much. Today, I'm going to be very brief. Will not delay online, but I want to touch on three topics that you cannot miss from the exams tomorrow you are going. And the first topic has to do with the taxonomy of educational objectives. And you cannot talk about the taxonomy of educational objective without mentioning Benjamin Bloom's. Benjamin Bloom's was actually the one who developed the Bloom's taxonomy. And when he developed the Bloom's taxonomy, he said that, look, learning objective should be in levels. And the learning objective, the domains of the learning objectives were three, where he spoke about the cognitive domain, the affective domain, and the psychomotor domain. As I talk about the cognitive domain, somebody will be asking, what is the cognitive domain? What is the affective domain? And what is the psychomotor domain? And when we are talking about the cognitive domain, then we are talking about the mind. And cognitive domains will always produce outcomes that focus on knowledge and the ability of acquiring memory, thinking, and reasoning. So all about the cognitive domain has to do with the mind. When we are talking about the affective domain produces, what is this word? The affective domain produces outcomes that focus on feelings, interest. So it has to do with the heart, your attitude and what have you, your emotional states. These are the affective domain. Then we have the psychomotor, where it produces outcomes that focus on the motor skills. Now, these are the three domains of educational objective that Benjamin Bloom's actually discovered. Now, Benjamin Bloom in 1956 out with what we are currently studying as the cognitive domain. He actually developed the cognitive domain. And the cognitive domain has 6 headings. I'll be running you through the headings. But before that, let me show you this diagram. So the diagram you are seeing on the screen, you will see that there is one on my left and there's one on my right. And written under it is the old version and the new version. So the original cognitive domain has 6 headings, and that is what actually Benjamin Bloom discovered, which he calls knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. But later, in the year 2005, his students thought that, look, the Bloom's taxonomy, which is the cognitive, the educational objective that Bloom's wanted wanted to achieve, they were not action-oriented. So his students changed it. And whenever now you see the Bloom's taxonomy, it is the edited one you are currently seeing. So I'm only giving you this background to give you the understanding of the cognitive domain, that there was an original one and there was an edited one. Although we are currently using the edited one, that is also the Bloom's taxonomy. So Bloom's was talking about knowledge. His students were saying that it should be remembering, which is action-oriented. Comprehension, they said understanding. Application from Bloom's, they said applying. Analysis, they said analyzing. And they realized also that Bloom's placed synthesis ahead of evaluation. So they brought evaluation back to the fourth, the fifth, and sent synthesis to the sixth. So now in the new one, there is evaluating, and the last one is creating. So these are the 6 headings Bloom's taxonomy has. So now, if you go into the exam hall, this is what the examiner will want to know when it comes to the Bloom's taxonomy. The examiner will want to know these 6 taxonomies, they are into 3. We have the first 3, which is from the bottom. So as you are looking at it from the diagram, the first button are lower order thinking skills. So remembering, understanding, and applying, they are lower order. So from the diagram, I hope you are seeing the diagram very clear. So remembering, understanding, and applying are lower order thinking skills. I'll be explaining to you why these 3 are lower order thinking skills. Then if you come here to the middle, going to the end or to the top, it is analyzing, evaluating, and creating. And these 3 also are higher order thinking skills. So you go into the exams hall, and the examiner wants to know, do you know HOTS and do you know LOTS? All you need to know is that HOTS is higher order thinking skills, and LOTS is lower order thinking skills. I told you that I will go back and make it so easy for you to understand the cognitive domain. And we are still talking about the 6 headings in the cognitive domain. So I have also let you understand that in the Bloom's taxonomy of the cognitive domain, there are 6 headings. And I have mentioned those 6 headings to you. And the heading at the bottom of the heading is remembering, followed by understanding, followed by applying, followed by analysis or analyzing, followed by creating, evaluating, and the last one is what? Creating. Now, it is also very important for you to know, because the examiner can pick these 3 and tell you that in the Bloom's taxonomy, the cognitive domain is having lower order thinking skills. Please, below are the lower order thinking skills, except, so you should be able to tell that remembering, understanding, and applying are part of the lower order thinking skills. But if it is higher order thinking skills, it's doing with analysis or analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Let me now explain for you to be able to get the understanding of what you actually need as far as getting this particular thing is concerned. Now, what you need to know is that, how do you define lower order thinking skills? How do you define lower order thinking skills? How do you define lower order thinking skills? So now I'm going to explain it in a very simple way, very, very simple way for each and every one of you to understand. And not only understanding it for the exams, but also making sure that even after these exams, as a head teacher, you should be able to use the Bloom's taxonomy. You should be able to use the Bloom's taxonomy to analyze questions from your teachers. And as a teacher also, you need to be able to know. You see, You go to a class and a teacher is teaching. After the end of the term, he will he set questions, and the question 1 is, what is matter? Question 2 is, what is photosynthesis? Question 3, what is soil? So all his questions are what is. So what Brooms is saying is that in getting educational outcomes, there are some places that you need to look at. So for instance, remembering questions. So when the teacher said define, list, name, recall, identify, these are easy things to be able to recall or to be able to remember. What is your name? My name is Solomon. Name 3 people in your family. It's easy. These are remembered, and that is why it is classified as lower order thinking skills. It's easy because remembering question is what is easy to what to do that. Now, then he said, look, if you are setting questions, you need to test the understanding of the children. So in testing the understanding, you need to use terms or words like describe, explain. If they say explain matter, if you don't understand matter, can you explain? Or explain how we produce sugar, or explain how they separate the solid mixture from maybe liquid mixture. Then it is when the person understands that. So explaining. So this is part. And the last part of the lower order thinking skills has to do with applying, like apply, demonstrate, use, solve, interpret. These are application questions. These 3, you don't need any serious thinking. You don't need any serious thinking to be able to produce this. And that is why they put those 3 under lower. Those lots. Then we also, so it's easy. If you are a head teacher and you pick your question, you want to know that the questions he's setting, are they maybe all the questions he's setting are of remembering. He has not been able to touch on understanding questions. You understand? So this will also guide you, the head teacher, to know. Although we are training you for the promotion, but you need to also apply. As a security supervisor, if you go and pick exam questions from teachers, you need to know, look at the cognitive domain in the head is where has the teacher touched on. And I'm telling you on authority, this is a lower order thinking skills. But then if you look for the top 3, which are higher order, with analyzing. So you have terms like analyze, compare and contrast, differentiate between non-living, categorize. You need a lot of brain work. And that is why analyzing is classified under higher order thinking skills. I hope somebody is following. Now, we are talking about evaluating. Evaluating is also part of the higher order thinking skills, where we identify, assess. Look, you need a lot of brain work, and evaluating questions are mostly at the university level, which needs a lot of thinking to be able to critique, to be able to judge in the question. It needs a lot of brain work, and that is why it is classified under order thinking skills. Now, we are going to the last one, which has to do with creating. And creating has to do with where terms like create, design, it will take a higher sense, or it will involve hiking to be able to construct something, to be able to design something, to be able to compose something, to be able to develop something. And that is why it's order thinking skills. And the other 3 are lower order thinking skills. Now, I know some may say I'm fast because this particular topic is very important as far as this exam is concerned. So let me still tell you what I'm talking about. I'll just do a small recap and get back here. I started by telling you that taxonomy of educational objectives was actually developed. Yeah, how to test out of our educational system. And 3 domains we need to use: affective, and there is a psychomotor. Then we explain that what is the cognitive domain. Then we all explain the cognitive domain. Then we also look at the affect. What is the affective domain? I explained it. It has to do with what have you. Then we also look at the psycho domain. Now, after that, so now out of the 3 domains, I went and picked only one of the domains to do with cognitive. And in the cognitive domain, there are 6 headings, and I have taken my time taking you through all the 6 headings, and I've explained why in the 6, 3 of them are classified as lower order thinking skills, and another 3 are also classified as higher order thinking skills. And the lower orders are the lower orders are there, and the higher orders are also there. So please, we need to take note of that and do the needful to that. Now that I am done with the higher order and lower order, now is here. Remembering, understanding, applying are the lower order. Analyzing, evaluating, creating are higher order thinking skills. Then I explain these 2 diagrams to let you know that before we using the current taxonomy, the cognitive heading of Bloom's, there was an original one. Although now the original one is no more functioning. The students of Benjamin Bloom's actually developed the new one. They actually developed the new one. Then I also told you about this particular diagram to let you know that we have lower order thinking skills and higher order thinking skills also from that particular angle. So that is that with that. So get it clear. And now I have already explained HOTS to you, and I've explained that HOTS and what? Loss. I've done that explanation. That number 2. Now I am going to talk to you about the affective domain, and that has to do with your heart, how you feel. So the affective domain has 5 headings. It has 5 headings. Please take note of the headings: receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, and characterizing. These are the 5 affective domains, or 5 headings of the affective domain. What are we talking about? When we are talking about responding, what are we talking about? So, for instance, if somebody, like the way you are actively online and you are listening, you see, your willingness to listen and be attentive, you are receiving the information. And when you receive an information, definitely you are supposed to respond to the information. Your participation, how you react to that information which you are receiving, is responding. Then when we talk about valuing, showing commitment, showing appreciation. Look, yesterday after I ended the online training, a lot of people called me to value me. So we appreciate what you are doing. God bless you. People say, so they value what you have given. So the way the person takes the message, the way he responds to the message, and the way he values, how does he organize? How does he integrate the new things he has given? That's organized. And how does it consistently act according to the new values? That is characterized. So these are the 5. So this one too can be explained from a different dimension, where if you respond in a harsh way to somebody, then he will respond back to that. So it's about the feeling of the heart. The way everybody receives information is different. Somebody receives, he responds, he appreciates the message he has received. How does he take what he has appreciated into his life, fit it into his way of life, and act with it? And that has to do with organizing and characterizing. So this is the 5 headings of the affective domain. Now let me talk about the last one here, which has to do with the psychomotor domain. And the psychomotor domain has 7 headings: exceptions, check readiness, guided response, mechanisms. We have the complex response, adaptations, and origination. Here, all what it is saying is that, look, there is
The rest, everything is clear. I'm monitoring it diligently. Everything is clear. Please go ahead.
everything is clear.
Yes, please go
All right,
ahead.
thank
Your
you.
slides are flowing.
All right,
Your
thank you.
voice is open. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Mr. Baini. All right, so I continue, and I'm talking about the psychomotor domain. And the psychomotor domain has 7 headings. So to easily get the psychomotor domain, you know, when children are growing, they get some kind of sensory clues of their motor activity. It will get to a time you just see the child, small time, he wants to hold a pen or a pencil to write, but he cannot even hold that pencil to write. That is a set readiness level where he acts physically and mentally ready for that psychomotor activity. So now there must be some kind of a guided response where they have to hold his hand to start writing small. With time, he will start picking the skills with a little confidence. Then with time, the child will be left alone to start writing on his own. It also moves to a level that he can write very fast. It gets to a time that even he will start introducing some new movement pattern in his writing to suit his situation. This is all what the psychomotor is talking about. It's talking about the readiness of the child. You need to start guiding him, holding his hand, start writing small. As he is writing small with time, you need to release him and he start writing on his own. With time, whilst he's writing on his own, it will get to a time he writes more, the hand is paining him. With time, there will not be any pain, and he will even start introducing new movement pattern. And that has to do with the psychomotor skills. Now, somebody may ask, what are the importance of the Bloom's taxonomy? In fact, it helps teachers to set clear learning objectives. I keep telling you since from the beginning that, look, the Bloom's taxonomy is supposed to help teachers, not even only teachers and secondary supervisors, to know how to set questions to meet learning objectives. It also aids in lesson planning and assessment, and it also encourages development from lower order to higher order thinking skills. And the Bloom's taxonomy also promotes critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving. So now, as to Bloom's taxonomy, please, as you are preparing for this exam, don't let any question beat you on the Bloom's taxonomy. I've explained everything very clear for everybody to understand. Very, very clear. Now, let's look at the records in our schools. There are 3 types of records. We have the administrative records, we have the academic records, and we have the financial records. Now, look at this. These are administrative records. Logbook, visitors book, admission register, class attendance register, staff record book, punishment book, staff minutes book, teacher's notebook, inventory book, files, and what have you, are all administrative record documents. Academic, we have the syllables, we have the SBA, we have the textbooks, we have the timetable, we have the cumulative record books, chief examiner's report, and what have you. These are academic records. Now, financial records has to do with checkbooks, cash receipt books, cash analysis book, and tally cards, and what have you. All these also form part of the financial records. Importance of keeping records in the school. It provides the planning. It helps in proper management of resources. It provides vital information to stakeholders of education. It helps to maintain discipline, and it is easy for reference. Now, there are some methods of teaching that we need to know as we are preparing for this particular examination. The method of teaching, it can be inductive or it can be deductive. At what time do we say this method is inductive? Do we say this method is deductive? It is inductive when the method is learner-centered, where you start from what the child then knows to what the child does not know. Start from known to what unknown. It is inductive. It is learner centered. But when it is deductive, it starts from the general before it comes to what? Specific. And that one, we call it the deductive method. Now, there's other methods which you can talk about, the dictatorial methods when you detect, didactic method when it has to do with the scientific approach. We have the demonstration methods when you allow participants to demonstrate. We have the creative method when you allow people to exhibit their ability. And we have the interactive methods of differentiation. At what time do we do scaffolding? There's a simple way you can get it. And when we talk about differentiation, it is a process by which differences between abilities are accommodated so that all the learners will have the opportunity. If you create a classroom environment where you take into consideration in your teaching and learning, you are doing the scaffold. You know, scaffold comes, it was picked from what these masons use. You know, there's a metallic kind of a thing they put down and they put the balls when they cannot reach. So you are given to beat to students. It involves a variety.
Solomon, please, if you can hear me, I think your line is not stable, so you might want to repeat. So please, let's exercise patience. I think he's having a bit of a network challenge, so we'll try to resolve that and then have him repeat those sections. Thank you. Let's take it from the deductive side. Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry for that. The network at my end is not looking so good. And thanks for drawing my attention. I was just firing, going, thinking I was online. So I started by saying that basically there are two main methods of teaching. A method of teaching can be inductive or it can be deductive. Somebody will be asking, at what time am I doing the inductive method? And at what time am I doing the deductive method? I'll be explaining this to you. It becomes inductive method when the teaching method is learner-centered approach, in which you present the idea from specific examples that will help the children derive general ideas. So it is like teaching from known to what? Unknown. If you teach from known to unknown, it becomes inductive. That is inductive method of teaching. Now, it becomes deductive. It becomes deductive when you teach from the general before coming to the specific. And that kind of method of teaching is a teacher-centered approach, where the teacher is teaching from the general, what they don't know, before he will now descend into what the child needs to know. And if you do that, you have done deductive method of teaching. Now, let me quickly also talk about some other methods of teaching. We have the dictatorial, which involves just detecting what should be done to the students. And we have the didactic. And this one, it involves scientific approach. When you combine scientific approach in your teaching, it is didactic method. Then we have the demonstrative method, where students participate with demonstrations. That is demonstration method. Then we have the creative method, where you allow students to exhibit their innate abilities by creating things out, maybe art and craft, maybe you give them some clay, or maybe creative work, kind of a thing to exhibit their knowledge. You are using the creative method. Then we have the interactive, where you allow the people or you allow participants to ask questions and or answers, or to also answer, to also participate in the lesson. It becomes interactive. Now, I quickly came and said that there are other methods also we call differentiation or scaffolding. At what time are you doing differentiation? And at what time are you doing scaffolding? When you talk about differentiation, it is a process by which differences between the learner's abilities or in their needs are accommodated so that all the learners in that class will have the ability to learn. When you take into consideration all the learning needs of these children in your teaching and learning, so that all the learners will be able to benefit from the lesson, what you have done is called differentiation. Now, another one is the scaffolding. And I'm talking about, when I say scaffolding, I always want to pick it from the Mason's point of view, where I said that, look, the Masons, they have some metals they use. Anytime they are on that metal, when they start working at a place their hand can reach, they don't need that metal. But when they want to go up where their hand cannot reach, then they need that particular metal to just up for their hands to be able to reach where they want to actually work. And if you pick it from that part, and we're talking about scaffolding, it involves a variety of instructional techniques, which is aimed at moving the learner progressively towards independence. So, for example, you want to teach English comprehension. You want to teach English comprehension. The child cannot read on his own. You break the lesson into bits for the child. First, you pick out the words in the passage, difficult one, of course. Grill them on the words. Possibly tell them the meaning of the word as they meet it in the passage. You read paragraph 1 for the child, and you enable the child to also be able to read paragraph 1. And he now can read paragraph 1. You now introduce paragraph 2 to the child. Now the child is also able to read paragraph 2. Now he can read paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. Then now you introduce the last paragraph to the child. Now the child can read from paragraph 1 to 3. Now you allow the child to now read on his own. That method of teaching, we call it scaffolding. Now quickly, I want to talk about the Millennium Development Goals, and there are 8 goals. The Millennium Development Goals are 8, and they were supposed to travel for 15 years. They started in the year 2000, and it was supposed to come to an end in the year 2015. And the only thing you need to know about the Millennium Development Goal is that goal 2 of the Millennium Development Goal is actually separated for education. Achieve universal primary education. So please take note of that. No time wasting here. Then I will jump here because I have treated with you strategies of answering true or false. And I'm saying that if you are answering true or false question, the first principle you need to know is that all the 2 parts must be true for the question to be what? True. If one part is false, it makes the question false. Then we went to principle number 2. I said pay attention to absolute qualifiers or extreme modifiers. In other words, pay attention, look out for words that do not make room for exceptions. All, none, best, always, only, nobody, no one, everyone. These words don't create room for exceptions, and mostly they make the question what? False. I gave you some of the examples, and I've given you some of the past questions to go and look at them. They are there. Now, principle number 3 says pay attention to relative qualifier. This one, they create room or they allow for what? Exceptions. And mostly when they allow for exceptions, the questions is always what? True, but not always. Now, may, some, probably, might, a few, many, much, most, often, sometimes, frequently, a majority, unlikely. This makes the question what? True. And we said, principle number 4, don't let negative confuse you. Anytime you are reading true or false question, please, and you see negative words like no, not, cannot, stop. Take off the negative away and read the question. When you read the question without the negative, if the question is true, then you put the negative, the question will be what? Will be false. Then I said, also, watch out for double negatives. Negate is poor. 2 negatives will give you positive. So take note of that. And I gave you examples for that. Then I told you, when you go into the exam tomorrow with the first 25 questions, true or false. If you read the answer and apply this principle we have given you, if you don't know the answer, please choose true. I said, please choose true. If you choose true, you're likely to get it right. So now I want to talk about Maslow hierarchy of needs. And Abraham Maslow came out with an assumption, and he said that human beings have wants and desires that mostly influence their behavior. The needs of an individual are always arranged in order of importance. And Maslow also said that when an individual advances to the next level, when an individual advances to the next level, only after the lower level need is what? Minimally what? Satisfied. And Maslow came out with his 5 levels, and he described the 5 levels as physiological needs, safety needs, social needs, self-esteem, and self-actualization. Yesterday I spoke about this. And I told you that the physiological needs, the moment you satisfy them, you start looking for safety. You start looking for love and belongingness. You want to join every group in church and participate. And at a point, you want self-esteem in that group. Then you move to self-actualization. I won't waste time here. There are 2 types of motivation. What actually is motivation? Motivation is the urge or the desire to do something. And there are 2 types of motivation. The motivation can come from within you, or it can come from outside. When it comes from within you, we call it the intrinsic motivation. And if it comes outside, that somebody is influencing you to do something, then it is what? Extrinsic motivation. So that has to do with that. And importance of motivation to the teacher. What actually motivates you as a teacher? The classroom size, how quick your promotion comes, all these things will motivate you. Now I want to talk about leave. And we have annual leaves. And in annual leaves, there are levels. The management levels, they take 36 working days. Senior levels, they take 28 working days. Then the junior levels, they take 21 working days. Then we also have sick leave. You can go for 1 year sick leave, and maximum after 1 year, you use a salary. You can take also another 1 year after that. Then you leave, a steady leave with pay, a steady leave without pay. This one is not so important. Then we have maternity leave. They take 12 weeks. But if the person gives birth to twins, is entitled to 14 weeks. You will be given extra 2 weeks for your twins. And we also have paternity leaves for men, 5 working days, 1 week. You have to be home. Please don't go and apply for, if your girlfriend gives birth, don't go and be writing for paternity leave. This particular leave is just for marriage. That's just by the way. And paternity leave is there. It's 5 working days. And we have compassionate leave or casual leave. It's also 10 working days to help you for your wedding, your funerals, and what have you. Then we have examination leave. Another leave that is striking my mind is the terminal leave. This leave, when we say terminal leave, is a leave you need to take 3 months before your retirement. So before your retirement, you are entitled to this leave, 3 months leave, to help you prepare, go and organize your documents with SNIT, and wherever you are, go and look for your first appointment letter in your room. You are going on retirement, they'll be asking for your first appointment letter and what have you. So it's a period of time given to you, 3 months before you go on your retirement. You can go rest in the house before you finally go on your retirement. Then we have embarkation leave and disembarkation. When we talk about embarkation leave, for instance, you are working either in the education office or in the classroom, and you are having to represent your district, maybe abroad, for 6 months. They need to give you some 2 working days to go home and be with your wife, talk with her, cuddle her small, so that when you get to the airport, she won't be crying that she miss you and what have you. I hope you understand that one. Nobody should tell me that I'm a bad man. This one, the 2 days, 2 working days is given to you to actually go and prepare to embark on the journey. Then the disembarkation, when you return from the journey, they are supposed to give you these 10 working days for your period of the 6 months to enable you recover some of the lost things at home. And that one is disembarkation leave. Now we have communication. There are types of communication. We have the verbal communication, non-verbal communication. We have written communication. We have visual communication. These are not places I need. This is where I want to talk about. And I'll take my time to talk about this. You cannot write these exams that you are going to write tomorrow or tomorrow next without understanding the professional standards. Please, whatever you are doing, give me your attention. Let me dismantle this topic to a level that you can easily understand it, even without reading again, and you move into the exams and you know where the right answers are. Domains of our professional standard. As a professional teacher, you need to have a good understanding of your domains as a teacher, as a professional. And there are 3 domains: professional values and attitudes, professional knowledge, professional practice. These are the 3 domains. Now, the examiner is also aware that when he twists this domain small and asks you a question about the domains, it's very, very difficult to answer it. For instance, they just bring an option and say professional ethics and attitude, professional knowledge, professional practice. Then you don't know whether your domains are professional values and attitude, because from the attitude, he just changed it and put ethics and attitudes. Then you are confused. You don't know where the right answer is. Please look at it. Look at it very carefully on the screen as I talk to you. That's the professional standards has 3 domains. And the domains are our professional values and our attitudes, our professional knowledge, and our professional practice. I had a friend who tried linking the professional standards, the 3 domains, with the educational objective 3 domains. I just hope that I don't confuse you. Don't let me even go there to confuse you. Let me stay focused. If I was to meet you one-on-one or face-to-face, I could do that kind of comparison and get it free. But so far as you are online, I need to remain in my line and let you know what you are supposed to know for these exams. Now, professional values and attitudes, professional knowledge, professional practice. These are the 3 domains. Please watch it well. The only place they can use to confuse you is the first one. So the first one, know that if the movement does not look like PVA, professional value and attitude, anything they put there, know that the moment it does not follow this acronym, PVA, is wrong. So professional values and attitude, professional knowledge, professional practice. When you go tomorrow, please do justice to it. What do we talk when we say professional values? What are we talking about? When we talk about professional values and attitude, what are we talking about? Professional values and attitudes refers to our ethics. That is the do's and don'ts of the profession. What is acceptable and what is not acceptable in the profession falls part of our professional values and attitudes. Our morals. How do we behave our collective in the staff community? How do you, is it? I hope not offline. The way my laptop is doing. Mr. Bini, am I online?
Yeah, you are online.
All right, thank you. Thank you. So that is professional values and attitude. I'll be opening it up because some of the questions they will be asking you, they will put scenario inside. And when they put the scenario, they are explaining, oh, in the staff common room, and the teacher is not talking so well to his colleagues and how he relates with his teacher. Hey, they are talking about professional values and attitude. I'll still come and open it into other areas for you to understand more. But what I just want you to know is that when we are talking about our professional values and attitudes, we are talking about the ethics, the do's and don'ts. You are not supposed to drink and go to the school. Or you're not supposed to drink alcohol during working hours. You are not supposed to behave in a way with students. The student is just passing, you look at the bottles and use your hand and knock their bottles. What is that? Is that part of your values and attitudes? So you need to understand that. That kind of your behavior is unprofessional. Your professional behavior as a teacher. How do you relate with the students in the school? How do you relate with even community members? People in the community. How do you relate? How does the community see you as a teacher? Professional values and attitudes. So if we are talking about professional values and attitude, we are looking at the do's and don'ts. We are looking at your moral, both to students and even the community where you are staying. How does the community see you? Gone are the days when even married people have problems in the community. Husband and wife will carry themselves to the teacher to tell the teacher, teacher, solve this our marriage problem for us. Can we boast about that value and attitude again today? In the community you are staying, do they even respect you? How do they see you? Values and attitude. Are you respected in the community? All this forms part of the values and what? Attitude. Now, and they are talking about the teacher ability to organize PTA in the community to solve the school problem and blah, 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 blah. What the question is trying to tell you is that that is part of your professional values and attitude, your ability to bring the community together, your professional behavior to students, to teachers, and to the community. So if the question is going along talking about students, know that it talks about your values and attitude. If it's talking about your colleague teachers, know that it is directed to your professional and the way you even behave in the community. So when the scenario is talking about your relationship in the community, how the community see you, it forms part of your professional values and attitude. Then now, the next domain I'm talking about is the professional knowledge. And it has to do with your subject matter. Do you know the subject you are teaching at all? Do you know the curriculum? Do you have good methodology in your teaching? Do you know the educational policies and laws and acts that govern your profession? Until recently, a lot of people don't even know the acts, if not this promotional exam. They don't even know that the act that governs them is Act 1049. They are not aware. So when we are talking about professional knowledge, it has to do with your subject matter. The subject you are teaching, do you have mastery over it? The curriculum which is operating in the system, do you understand it? The teaching methodology, how is it? Your understanding of the educational policies all form part of your professional knowledge. Here again, when the examiner is twisting the question and is trying to tell you about the teacher knowing his methodology is part of your professional knowledge, or he's trying to let you know, do you know the acts that govern you, is talking about the professional knowledge. When he's talking about the subject matter, the subject you are teaching, are you well versed in it? He's talking about professional knowledge. I have taken my time to open these things up so that the question will not come straight to ask you, what is professional knowledge? No. They'll put them in the scenario for you so that you will know that, okay, what the scenario is talking about, this domain. And the last one has to do with the professional practice. And when we are talking about professional practice, what are we talking? It includes teaching and learning, the environment. How do you manage the classroom? How do you assess your children? How do you communicate with your students? The relationship you build, you guide and counsel them. All these form this sound anytime they start. Hello, Mr. Binding.
You went off briefly.
So where did I get to before going off?
All right, so you were on the professional practice. Let's take it from there.
Professional practice.
Professional
Okay.
practice.
So is the slide on, or I need to share?
The slide is on.
Is my slide on?
Yeah,
Okay. If the
it's
slide is on,
visible.
then I'll pick it up. Thank you.
It's visible.
So now,
So let's do the professional
I have
practice.
finished with professional knowledge. It's visible. Thank you so much, boss. And thanks so much for the good work you are doing for us. And we appreciate you so much, Mr. Patrick Biney. Mr. Patrick Biney is the head of IT in the Central Region. He's at the Regional Education Office. And those of you who also want all the news, you just need to go to his YouTube channel, Biney. If you click Biney, where you watch the previous videos from, you will get everything, all the slides. This evening, I'll let him put some past questions also on his link there. You can have access to them and what have you for easy reference. Now, I'm talking about professional practice now. And when we are talking about the professional practice, it is the application of your professional knowledge in the delivery of the teacher's job, which include the teaching and learning. How does he assess children? You know, there are some teachers now, they cannot even set assessment questions. So they can't assess. Well, they just go online. As part of your practice, you are supposed to teach and set questions. But so funny enough, you meet education offices setting questions for teachers, and the teachers now are so lazy. They finish teaching and they have to contract an illiterate online who is telling them, pay 20 CD and I'll give you one subject. Pay 80 CD and I'll set all your questions for you. Can you imagine? If you do that, you are not practicing. As a professional, you are not practicing. Because you need to be able to set questions on your own. How do you manage a classroom? Your classroom management is part of your practice as a professional. How to guide and counsel these children is part of your practice. Your leadership skills in the classroom, your communication skills. How do you build relationship with your children in the classroom? Do you shout at them? These are part of your what? Practice. So please, and I keep telling you that, apart from the first question, which will test your understanding about the domain, this rest will not ask you what professional values and attitude is. They will get the question like that. The question will be put in a scenario form. As you read the scenario, you should be able to know that no, this domain, according to my profession, or if you are talking about the good relationship of the teacher as he has come to the community respects him, he's able to move in the community, and the community consult him, is part of your professional values and what? Your attitude. Please take note of that. I have given you all the areas that you need in case they twist the question, you'll be able to know which domain it falls under. And because today is the last day, I'll end here and give you the opportunity to go and also prepare yourselves. As I told you, as you are going into this paper, remember that all the true or false 25 questions tomorrow, please clear them off for me. Clear them off for NAGRAT. Make the national leadership proud, because for giving you this quality opportunity to come and learn for these particular exams. Angel Kabono, I salute you. Thank you for your good leadership. Thank you for believing in the Solomon Academy. And thank you, Madam Salamatu, Central Region Chair for NAGRAT, for giving me this big platform to share knowledge with teachers who are actually preparing for the aptitude test. On this note, I want to wish each and every one of you good luck in your exams. We have learned a lot. Those who just joined today, please, all the recordings of the 3 days are also on the platform. And I know that Mr. Biney will quickly work on this particular recording today and make it available today I trust him and I know he can do it. And the recording for today will also be available. The regional chairman of NAGRAT Greater Accra, Lawyer Henry, thank you so much for the opportunity. I met you last year. You gave me the opportunity to meet the NAGRAT teachers in Accra. And today I'm talking to all teachers. And I know there are some of the teachers who have even joined. They are not NAGRAT members. They are not, they are CCT, but NAGRAT has been able to set the pace by giving you this quality opportunity to also prepare yourself adequately. And we need to applaud the national leadership led by Angel Kabonu for the opportunity given to everybody who is on this platform. Because this particular opportunity has strictly been sponsored by NAGRAT to make sure that teachers prepare adequately for this particular opportunity. So I don't know whether some leadership, national leaders are also on the platform who want to address candidates who are going, or regional executives who are also available. Please, this is an opportunity for you to talk to your teachers. And Madam Salah, are you there? Lawyer Henry, are you there? These are some of the names I know. And if some of the national officers are online, yes.
Good evening, colleagues. Hello, good evening, colleagues.
Good evening,
Madam Chair.
Good evening, Madam.
King Solo.
Yes,
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, we are with you.
Hi.
Solo. On behalf
Yes,
of
madam.
NAGRAT Central, our national executive, national officers, we say a big thank you for the human job that you have done for teachers. As you said, it's not only NAGRAT members. Most of our NAD, CCT, and other unions are benefiting from this tutorials. What we will say is we wish them the best of luck. Go in with confidence and rest assured that 99.9% of you are passing. 3 years ago, we were part of this program, and those of us who joined, we all passed. Last year, those who joined, they passed. So go out there with your chest out and confidence. Inshallah, you will come out with flying colors. We wish you the very best of luck. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you very much, Salah.
You're most great.
God bless you all.
Hello.
Amen.
My name is Henry, the Greater Accra Regional
Thank you
Chairman.
for your words of
I want to seize the
encouragement.
opportunity to also thank King
All
Solomon
that you have for your blessing.
his
Thank you so much.
support for
Solomon,
NAGRAT.
God bless you, okay, Solomon. God bless you.
We are grateful, King Solomon, for your
Thank
support.
you very much.
We believe that whatever you have taught us,
Thank
what
you
will
very
just
much.
us the ability to move forward when we are asked. To all those of you who are also writing the exams, we wish you all the best, and we pray that you will all come out with flying colors. God will be with you, and you will write and pass well. We thank you all for joining.
Amen.
We hope we will continue this relationship into the future. Thank you very much, King Solomon, and congratulations to all of you in advance.
Mr. Bani, thank you. God bless you.
Thank you,
Bless
God
you.
bless
All
you.
right, thank you. So for those who are still online,
God bless you.
Mr. Bani.
Hello.
for those online,
Mr. Bani is the Central
Mr.
Regional Educational IT
Bani, God
Coordinator.
members
bless
online,
you.
Mr. Bani,
Oh, thank you.
God
Thank
bless
you.
my
you.
thank
academy.
you very
God
much.
bless you.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Hello, please, King Solomon. Please, King Solomon, can I ask some questions? Hello, King Solomon. Hello, King Solomon.
Solo is gone.
Yeah, please, let me put it on the floor. My little challenge is with the year. As you started, you said 3 years is celebrating it.
Hello, please, those who are still online, my phone number is here. Hello, are you there? Hello, those online, please. My phone number is here.
Don't sleep. Don't wait. Sleep. Don't lie on this floor. Go.
I need the fill in. Oh, the fill in for the DD.
Go and listen to yesterday's recording.